Most people will never know this world exists. Not because it's classified, because most people could never survive long enough to see it. You are not most people, at least, not yet. Level 1, the hopeful. You are 18 years old, and you have never done anything hard. Not really. You've run miles in the Georgia heat. You've done push-ups until your arms shook. You've watched every documentary, read every memoir, dog-eared every page about the teams, but you haven't done anything hard. Not yet. You walk into a Navy recruiter's office in a strip mall between a nail salon and a Subway restaurant, and you tell the man behind the desk that you want to be a Navy SEAL. He doesn't laugh. He's heard it 100 times. He slides a paper across the desk and tells you to take the ASVAB. Your future, your entire identity, your entire self-image rests on a standardized test administered under fluorescent lights. You pass. Barely. You list special operations as your first, second, and third choice. You ship to boot camp. You do what everyone else does. You fold your clothes the exact same way. You speak when spoken to. You move in formation. You become a number. And somewhere in the back of your mind, a voice whispers that you are different, that you were made for something else. You don't know yet how many people have heard that same voice. You don't know yet how many of them are wrong. Level 2, the survivor. You arrive at Naval Station Great Lakes in January. The wind off Lake Michigan is something you were not prepared for. It cuts through your uniform like it's not there. Your hands go numb during morning formation. Your drill instructor is not cruel. He is simply indifferent to your suffering, which is somehow worse. You are not special here. You are a body that needs to be processed. You run, you push, you climb ropes. You stand at attention in temperatures that make your teeth chatter in your skull. You discover things about yourself you did not want to know. You discover that you complain, that you make excuses inside your own head, that when it gets genuinely hard, the voice that said you were different goes very quiet. Some of the men around you are stronger. Some are faster. One of them, a kid from Montana with a jaw like a brick wall, makes everything look effortless. You hate him with a specific private hatred. Then, one morning, he's gone. Medical drop. A stress fracture in his right foot. He was faster than you. He was stronger than you. And he is already done. This is the first time you understand that strength alone won't save you. Level 3. The candidate. You have done enough to earn a shot at BUD/S. Basic Underwater Demolition, SEAL Training. Coronado, California. The Pacific Ocean is visible from the beach where they will try to break you. This is not a metaphor. They will genuinely, systematically, professionally try to break every single person standing in your class. Your class starts with 163 candidates. You run 6 miles in the soft sand, wearing boots that fill with water in the first 100 meters. The sand chafes. You don't say anything. You swim a mile in 53-degree water at 5 in the morning, and the cold doesn't just make you cold, it makes you stupid. It slows your thoughts like syrup. Instructors watch you with flat eyes and clipboards. Everything is being recorded, not just your times, the way you carry yourself between evolutions, whether you look at the ocean or away from it, whether you help the man struggling next to you or lower your head and keep moving. You begin to understand that this is not a physical test. You have been physically prepared. This is a test of something older and harder to name, whether you can be in genuine misery and still make the right decision, whether pain degrades your character or reveals it. Level 4, the one who stays. Hell Week, 132 hours of continuous evolution with a maximum of 4 hours of sleep. 4 hours total, not per night, total. By day 2, you are not fully human. You are a thing that moves and hurts and responds to commands. Your body has gone past the point where pain feels like pain. It becomes a kind of background noise, constant, meaningless. You hallucinate. The telephone poles in the obstacle course look like they're breathing. The boats on your head are made of iron. The man next to you begins crying without realizing it. Not from emotion, from pure neural overload. His body is expressing something. His mind no longer has the bandwidth to process. You hold him up in the surf zone. Cold water hits your face, and for a moment you are completely awake, completely present, and you see yourself from the outside. A man in a soaking wet uniform, standing in the Pacific Ocean in the dark, holding up someone he met 3 weeks ago. And you feel, for the first time in your life, completely exactly where you are supposed to be. 61 men ring the bell that week, the brass bell that sits in front of the instructor shack. You ring the bell, and you're done. You go home. You did not ring the bell. You did not go home. When Hell Week ends, you are sitting on a beach with 29 other men who also did not go home. A doctor is examining your feet. You have open blisters in places you did not know feet had. An instructor drops a case of pizza in the sand in front of your class and walks away without saying a word. 29 men eat pizza on a beach in the dawn light, and nobody speaks. nobody needs to. Something has been transferred between you that no language was built to carry. Level 5. The operator. You have a SEAL trident on your chest. 8 months of BUD/S. 6 months of SEAL qualification training, parachute school, combat diving, close quarters battle, languages, trauma, medicine. You are a SEAL. You are assigned to a conventional SEAL team. You are the new guy, which means you are barely tolerated, consistently tested, and occasionally hazed in ways that fall just short of criminal. Your opinion is not solicited. Your ideas are not relevant. You execute perfectly every time. You deploy. Iraq, Afghanistan, places that don't have names in the press, but have very specific coordinates and very specific threats. You take fire. You return fire. You clear rooms in the dark with a rifle and a thermal optic and a heart rate that should be much higher than it is. You are good at this. You are maybe even excellent at this. And then one day, in a briefing room at your team's compound, you hear a name for the first time. Not spoken loudly, said quietly, almost sideways, the way people mention things they're not sure they should. DEVGRU, Naval Special Warfare Development Group, SEAL Team 6. The unit that doesn't officially exist. The unit that operates in spaces where no other force is authorized to go. The unit that does the things the other units can't be seen doing. You ask one question, just one. How do you get there? Nobody answers. They just look at you. And the way they look at you tells you everything. Level 6. The screened. You are invited to Green Team selection. This is the formal screening pipeline for DEVGRU operators. You are already elite. Every man around you is already elite. This is a room where elite means nothing because everyone in it has already cleared that bar. The selection is not publicly documented. The specifics are deliberately vague. What is known is that it is longer than BUD/S, more technically demanding, and more quietly ruthless. There are no yelling instructors here. Nobody is in your face. The pressure is structural, clinical, invisible. You fail a land navigation course by 11 minutes. Nobody tells you it matters. Nobody tells you they noticed, but you notice them noticing. You begin to develop a paranoia that is almost meditative, a constant, vigilant self-assessment that runs beneath everything you do like a second nervous system. You sleep less than the course requires, reviewing your own performance in the dark. Your shooting scores are high. Your medical certifications are current. Your language scores are adequate. But none of that feels like enough, because you now understand that they are looking for something specific that they will never describe to you. Something in the way you make decisions when there is no good option. Something in the way you treat the men around you when it costs you personally. You will either have it or you won't, and you won't know which until it's over. Level 7. The Assaulter. You made it. You are a full DEVGRU operator, assigned to one of the 4 assault squadrons, gold, blue, red, silver. Your squadron operates globally. Your targets are not soldiers. Your targets are specific human beings whose removal from the planet has been authorized at the highest levels of government. You are a precision instrument of national policy, and nobody at a dinner party will ever know that. You deploy constantly. Your wife, if you have one, has learned not to ask when you're leaving or when you're coming back, because the answer is always some version of the same non-answer. You operate in denied environments. Countries where American forces are not officially present. You enter buildings in the dark, and you do what you trained to do, and you leave before daylight, and the official record will say you were somewhere else entirely. The work itself is not dramatic in the way movies suggest. It is 30 seconds of absolute chaos, sandwiched between hours of waiting in cold vehicles in foreign cities. But in those 30 seconds, everything matters. Every decision you make in that window lives with you forever. The ones you made correctly, the ones you are not sure about, both equally loud in the silence afterward. Level 8. The Specialist. Years in, you have developed a specific expertise. Every operator at this level moves toward a lane. Some become snipers. The unit's reconnaissance and sniper cells carry different designators and operate differently from assault elements. Some move into intelligence exploitation, finding what a high-value target was carrying, who he called, what was on his phone, before the information degrades. Some become combat controllers, coordinating air assets in environments where the margin between a precision strike and a catastrophe is measured in meters and seconds. You have gone deep into one specific discipline. You know it at a level that most people in the military don't know anything. You have been to places to train it that don't appear on any official curriculum, and the skill has cost you, not in a dramatic way, in a quiet, erosive way. You have missed things that cannot be recovered. You have returned home to people who waited, and the waiting changed them, and the changing changed you. And neither of you has quite the language for what has happened to the relationship. You keep deploying, not because you have no choice, because this is the only place where everything you are is fully required. That should worry you more than it does. Level 9. The Veteran. You have been doing this for over a decade. Operators cycle in and out around you. Younger men now carry the same trident you earned, and they are extraordinary, and they are also visibly younger than you. Your body has its own archive of the work. A shoulder that clicks in cold weather, a knee that swells after long rucks, tinnitus in your right ear from a breaching charge that detonated 3 feet closer than planned. You are not broken. You are annotated. Every scar is a notation in a document about who you've been and what it cost. Younger operators come to you not for technique, but for something harder to name, for the way you read a situation before the briefing ends, for the way you stay calm when the intelligence falls apart on target, for the way you make the right call in the dark. You carry institutional knowledge that cannot be written down because the situations that generated it cannot be officially acknowledged. You are, in a very specific and non-transferable way, irreplaceable, and you know that soon you will be replaced anyway. This is not bitterness. This is the math of the job. Level 10. The Ghost. One day you walk off a base for the last time. There is no ceremony. There is no parade. The men you served with shake your hand. Some of them hug you, and you get in a vehicle and you drive away. Nobody outside the community will ever fully understand what you did or where you went. You cannot tell them. Not fully, not honestly. Some of what you carried will never leave a classified server. Some of what you carried will never leave your head. You get a job, maybe government adjacent, a 3-letter agency, a contractor, a training role for foreign forces in countries that never make the news. Or maybe you go completely sideways from all of it. A ranch, a small business, a town where nobody knows anything. You sit in ordinary rooms with ordinary people, and you listen to them discuss ordinary problems, and you do not say anything about the world you came from, because there are no words for it that would translate. You were part of something that most humans will never know, and that the humans who do know will never fully describe. The missions you ran, the decisions you made, the weight you carried quietly home from the other side of the world, those things happened. They shaped history in ways that will never appear with your name attached. And sitting in an ordinary room on an ordinary evening, you understand something that took 15 years to learn. The point was never the recognition. The point was never the record. The point was the man to your left and the man to your right in the darkness, and whether you were worth standing next to. Everything else, the medals, the classified commendations, the quiet nods from people who know that was just paperwork. The only document that mattered was the one your teammates wrote about you in their heads, in the dark, on the worst nights, when everything had gone wrong and you were still exactly where you said you would be. That document never gets declassified, but it never disappears either.